Hello, welcome to Ink the Book Show. My name is Ryan O'Connor, and I'll be inking page 131 of my first graphic novel called Bonehead. If I can remember how streaming works. Let's see. There it is. There's Bonehead. Well, we're just laying in some flat colors right now. You're listening to some old wax cylinder recording music from, let's see if it tells me, from 1914. Back when they thought music sounded like this. We now know it sounds like utter garbage disposal trash, but back then, this is what they thought music was. Nice lilty, whatever you call it. I think I'm gonna give this the mountains some color. Striations, is that what that's called? I don't know. Now I gotta Google a word, because I think I know words. And sometimes I just start using words thinking I know them. Striation. A long, thin streak, ridge, or groove on a surface, often one of many similar parallel marks. Boy, did I use it right. I'm king of pulling words out of my booty. I don't know what it is, but I've always been able to do that. But I also always get self-conscious of it. Because I'm like, I don't know how or why I know that word. In the case of striation, I wasn't even sure I was pronouncing it right. We are working on page 131. I wanted to stream yesterday, because yesterday was my first day back home in like 4 days. But I kind of got caught up talking with my parents about drugs. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm going to turn off this stuff, this music. I'm going to put on this, but I'm also turning it the heck down. So it's a little less obnoxious. Is that a little less in your face? Right there. That'll be good. Okay. Let me go to the comments just in case anybody wants to say some stuff to me. Let's see it. What am I doing here? Okay. It looks like it wasn't putting the lines down for a second. But, yeah, I wasn't home like Friday through Monday night. Friday morning, early morning through Monday night, I wasn't home. No, that's not even true. Friday morning through Tuesday night. I wasn't home. And so Tuesday was yesterday. Yesterday night, I was going to do a stream, but then I ended up gabbing all night with my parents. And so over the past few days, I attended my girlfriend's father's funeral. We also celebrated her birthday. And I was trying to remember, I feel like there's something else that happened, but now I can't think of it. But anyway, those were the big two. It was also my grandmother's 96th birthday, the same day as my girlfriend's birthday. So I went and visited Grandma too, and wish her a happy birthday. Let's see. So here we're just putting in flat colors. I think I'm almost done with the flat colors for this page. I didn't do a stream because by the time I was going to be able to, it was like 10 o'clock last night. And while I think the last stream I did, I started at 10 o'clock, but that's a little late to be streaming when everybody around here is going to bed and stuff. Not that I get super obnoxious loud, but I don't know. It just didn't feel like a good time to stream last night. And then, but I was filling in flat color. Where did my dang old stream go? Stupid internet. Let me get the Photoshop pulled back up. There we are. Now it's a stream. I realized that music wasn't playing, and then all of a sudden I looked and the stream was gone. I never liked that old internet anyway. This doesn't even look normal. Where's my stream? There we go. So, you know, life's annoying. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. So I could be wrong, but I think once I get these stripes on these few mountains colored, I think I'm done with the flat color on this page. And then I can start doing like gradients is my next step usually. And shadows and then color holds. That's how I usually my method of operation. Look at me getting color all over the dang place. I'm coloring outside the lines because I'm only 3.5 years old. You dig? Ah, jeepers. Jeepers! Okay. Here we go. Everywhere, something to color. Every color is precious as gold. Every color has a soul. Every soul, a fingerprint. Every fingerprint, a personality. Every personality's like a snowflake. Don't you know? Can't you see? Why aren't you listening to me? So help me. I'll burn this bank to the ground. I'll burn it all down. Okay, I'm not gonna. I didn't want to do this one. But I make myself do things I don't want to do sometimes. Especially if the thing I don't want to do, I just don't want to do because I'm lazy. You know that, Dean? You know what I mean? You mean what I do? Okay. There's a stripe in my pocket. What does that mean? Oh, so before on a recent stream, maybe my last stream, I was talking about like movies I was excited about, and I was talking about because I'm usually not too excited about TV shows or movies anymore all that much. But there is a couple that I'm kind of excited about. Like, oh man, I can't even remember. There's Oh, I know what I was talking about. So there's the Toxic Avenger reboot movie that was made, and it was like in film festivals like a couple years ago already, and it never got like a proper theatrical release. And I was a big fan of not so much the Toxic Avenger, but the Toxic Crusaders, like the cartoon and the play, especially the Playmates toys. But Toxie, I'm a big fan of that guy. And so anyway, there's a reboot movie coming out, and it was finally announced that it's going to come out. It's going to come to theaters August 25th or something like that. So I'm excited. It stars. The weird thing is, it stars. What's his name? Peter Dinklage. That chump. I got feelings about that dude, but I do think he's got the right. It sounds insulting, but I don't mean it insulting. But he's got the right face for Toxie. I see it, but he's like a third the character's height, and I think in this Toxic Avenger reboot, he's Peter Dinklage height, which fine. I'll allow it. I think it'll be a good movie. And also, what's his name is what's his name? Elijah Wood's in it as well. And I don't know nothing about no Lord of No Rings, but I like Elijah Wood. I never saw no Hobbit movie, but I like Elijah Wood. I'm sure I got everything on these panels. Okay. So that's coming out. I was also talking about the Ren and Stimpy reboot that was supposed to come out like a year ago. And I don't know anything else about that. I don't know if or when that's ever happening. It was made, 10 episodes were made, and were supposed to come out last year. But then they never did. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But something I didn't mention was, I don't think I did. There's a new Matt Stone and Trey Parker movie in the works, a new musical, and maybe that's coming to theaters in August. I think they're both coming to theaters in August, Toxic Avenger and that. But that's exciting because I love everything those guys do. Just reading text on air. No, I was just seeing if anybody I sent the link out to is talking about coming in. Turns out they're not talking about coming in. So if anybody in the world follows me on social media at Wrangleshank, I did like a drawing a day for the most part for a number of years, and then I started kind of like getting looser and looser with it, and I haven't posted anything in quite some time. I want to get back into that, but I don't know. You know what I really need? And I tried to do this and it wasn't what I needed. That sentence was great. But I want to start doing my daily drawings again. But I need to do it digitally, I think. Just for the sake of time. I need to be able to bring... I need to make... I can't be doing markers anymore because they discontinued the markers. They largely discontinued the markers I used for like 20 years. And I don't like a lot of the other markers I've tried. I just don't. But I think I want to do digital drawings, which I could do, but I need like a portable way of doing it. So I had bought this tablet thingy, but when I got it, it was like something I had to plug in. It was basically like a dual screen. It was just like a separate screen. So I would need to be on a computer that had Photoshop and plug it into that to use it, which isn't what I needed at all. I think I'm gonna give that away to my nephew. But I need to get me like a proper portable tablet that I can just draw on wherever I am, and I'll have a lot more time to work on my daily drawings again. The problem is I gotta drop another big old chunk of change that I don't want to drop. But ultimately, I think that's what I need to do. I might do that soon. But I gotta know what to get. I gotta talk it over with some folks. Does anybody here? Anybody watching this stream, wherever you may be? If you've got recommendations, put them in the comments. Comment in the chat. Let me know, because I'm open to suggestions. I got an XP pen thingy, but like I said, it was basically like a dual screen thing, and it wasn't what I thought I was buying. And that was no that's no knock on their product, and they weren't misrepresenting themselves, I don't think, but I'm just kind of a dummy. I just think I know what I'm doing, and I don't sometimes. So that's that. But once I get that, I'll have more. Like today, I would have been able to work on my drawings at my day job, or the Friday through Saturday, or I'm sorry, Friday through Monday. I'm sure I could have found time to work on drawings when I was stuck at my girlfriend's house. I say stuck, but you know what I mean. Like not near my computer. my home computer. I could have gotten stuff done when, you know, whenever I have downtime and I'm not literally in this room, I just have no access to anything productive. Because I used to get like a page of this comic colored a day, and now I'm so limited for time. I don't even I'm like nowhere near as productive on this as I usually am, let alone my stinking daily drawings, you know? So that it's just a little frustrating. So I gotta get that. I gotta get something. Okay, so I think I am done with the flat colors. Hold the phone here. I don't know if that even did anything. Okay. So now the big idea is to start my gradients. Eels. Okay. Basically, I just go and I select all the big stuff. I change my paint bucket tool to a gradient tool. And I take the base color and I do a highlight and or I do a high end and a low end or whatever. And let me show you. So you got this end and this end of the gradient. Here's the light color. Let me go a little lighter. There we go. And then I'll take the low end. And you can do it either way. It's just depends on how you drag it, I guess. Okay, so I've got the light color and I've got the dark color. Okay. I've got the color selected, but look at this. Here's the I do shift, select that and that. And get out of here. Okay. Any other spots that missed on this panel? I don't think so. Okay. So go back to my gradient. You know what? I'm gonna go even lighter. I think that can afford to be lighter sand. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm going to select all of that on this panel. Need that part. I need... That's good. And then this panel. Let's see. Okay. You might be thinking to yourself, this guy works so slow. To you, I say, shut up. All right. Oh man, look at this. This whole part isn't selected. Okay. Bazinga. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go to the next thing. I'll do the mountains. Actually, I want to do the sky. So sue me. I like doing the sky early. I think just because it kind of it's a light source often, so I think it kind of like helps visualize things in my head a little bit to get the light source set. Stupid internet! Sorry. I swear. I don't like having a crappy stream connection. It might seem like I love it, but honest. It makes me so angry. Makes me so angry I might fight it. I'm so angry. Here, let's make that deeper. About that. See if that's cool. For sure. Okay, and then this one. Let's go. There. That looks smooth. And this. There we go. I like that. Okay, and then this guy. That little part. There we go. In fact, I might go with a circular gradient for this one. Just because it'll start heading toward the green color on this side of the sun. It's not too dramatic, but it's subtly makes sense, I think. So then we'll move on to the next one. Next color. How about, okay, now we'll do the mountains. Let me select the mountains on this panel. Here, I'm just going to select the background ones. And then maybe I'll do something different with the foreground ones. I don't know. I'm winging it. Cancel. Dang. Let's see if that works. Oof. Oh, you know what? It's still on circular gradient. Let me make this a bit more dramatic. Okay. And then I'm just going to shift both ends down a bit. Okay, and then I'll do the foreground ones. Let's see if this makes sense, because you know what? I'm gonna do Alt. Wait, I'm gonna do lasso, Alt. I'm gonna deselect this because this is a different rock. That's on the ground. That's not in the foreground. So that's in the middle ground. So I want to make the shading on that separate. I'm gonna leave. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna select the foreground. Let's start there. Okay. Deselect. Okay, now I'll select these middle ground ones. And I'm gonna move this stuff back up. I can even do the same as these background ones. Just as long as they stand apart from the foreground ones. And I won't even worry about those ones. They're fine. They're also in the background, more or less. Here's this. There's that. You know what? I didn't even touch those with a gradient at all, actually, come to think of it. So I will hit them. Because I don't think I selected them at all earlier. I mean, these ones I didn't either, come to think of it, but that's fine. I get some shadow on it, it'll be peachy keen as a jelly bean. As mentally ill people probably say. I don't know. I don't know what those. I don't know what that subset of humanity says. And bring these down again. I think that'll help differentiate the space a little bit. Dang, I'm gonna lighten this up. Dang it. This thing loves to pop up. I don't know how to disable it. I've tried everything. It's like the sticky keys thing. It's like if you hold on a key for too long. I never had that problem on another computer. I don't know why it does it on this one. It drives me cuckoo bananas. And you know how cuckoo effing bananas are. Right? Am I right, people? We've all seen how cuckoo bananas get. Jeepers creepers. Here, I'm just gonna copy. The gradient from this one. Because I want to have the right colors that I copied from the other page. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Yeah. A little lighter on that. There we go. And then I'm gonna do Alt Select with the lasso tool. I'm gonna cut all that from the selection. I'm gonna do some other gradient with this. I'm gonna make this darker like the foreground stuff I did in the other panel. Okay. And then anyone remember that movie? If you can call it a movie. Dude, Where's My Car? Anyone? Terrible movie? Terrible movie? I don't even remember it. I just remember I was like I was maybe a little under the age that was targeted at. But I just thought it was the dumbest thing. I was like, this is such lousy entertainment value. I couldn't stand it as a kid. Dude, what does mine say? Sweet, what does mine say? Dude, but what does mine say? Sweet. It was like, it was such poorly written gags that they didn't, like, I got the joke immediately, but it just was not funny because it's so poorly written. Like, I'm sure there's a way to do that joke where it actually works, but I don't know. I just couldn't stand how badly that movie was. It was a terrible movie, and everybody was talking about it. People loved that stupid movie, or they hated it like me. But I remember more people loving it than should. Why does this look thought it looked not the right color. Okay, so okay, so here's, and then that was the other one. That was the other. That's how I got started on this topic. And then that's not a no. And then like that's not fun. Like it's like I get the idea of the movie was to be stupid stoner humor, but it was like so stupid that the gags weren't. It was just like baffling that it actually like was effective on people as being a comedy movie. I hated that movie so much. And I was probably 12, I think, when that came out. Or close. Yeah, I think I was 12. Going on 13. Dude, where's my car? You know what? Since these are so far apart, I'm gonna do Alt Select. I'm gonna take those out. I'm just gonna do this one on its own. There we go. And then do this one on its own. And then I'm gonna do these ones. You know what else? You know what just came out? Not that it's a movie or anything. Soul Coughing just put out the 30th anniversary edition of their first album, Ruby Room. First of all, they got back together, and I hope they put out a new album. I'd love that, but I went and saw Soul Coughing on a reunion tour, and they just put out the 30th anniversary edition of their first album, Ruby Room, and it's got like bonus tracks on it. Let me see. It's like the B-sides at the time. Ruby Room. I'm a huge Soul Coughing fan. I love Soul Coughing. I love Mike Doughty in general, but so let's see. Ruby Vroom 30th anniversary. Let's see what we got. So it's, what do you call it? A double vinyl or something? Remastered package with 3 previously unreleased bonus tracks. So it's got the album that ends with Janine. And yeah, it's a double album. So side A, side B, side C is the album itself. And then side D, it's got Buddha Rhubarb Butter. It's got Murder of Lawyers. It's got Amy Fisher. It's got Rachel's theme song. or theme from Rachel's sitcom, I think is the proper title for it. It just says Rachel. And then Screenwriter's Blues mood swing mix. Something about Murder of Lawyers. I just heard recently, and I don't know if it's the mix that's on this anniversary edition, but oh yeah, that and Amy Fisher, come to think of it. I just heard versions on YouTube that I had never heard before, like where they had extra lyrics. I'm pretty sure it was Amy Fisher and Murder of Lawyers, and I love those songs, by the way, to begin with, and that was really exciting to me. I wonder that's got to be where they came from. So I was just listening to. I'll just pull up like rarities or something on YouTube and just play what plays, and then it was playing this, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't know these lyrics. What's going on here? And I just assumed they were like something that, somebody uncovered somewhere, but I think it might be that. I gotta get my hands on that vinyl anyway. Also, They Might Be Giants, one of my favorite bands, just put out a new rarities compilation. I don't think it's too remarkable because I think all that stuff is stuff I've had for a long, long time, except there is an instrumental track at the end of a song called T-Shirt. That T-Shirt was a briefly available bonus track to their Here Come the ABCs album that they put out for kids through Disney. And then it was like removed from everywhere and you couldn't get it. And everybody thought they were making that part of this compilation, but then when it became available, it was an instrumental version rather than the actual song. So that's neat. That's a new track by those guys, available from those guys. I gotta get my mitts on that. Here, let me do. So I think I got all the mountains in. Anything else? Oh yeah, there's another vinyl I want to get. One of my other favorite bands, Marcy Playground, just put out a reissued vinyl of their second album, Shapeshifter, where when I saw them in concert this past year, they have a track called Shapeshifter that's on their like B-sides album, and I guess it was supposed to be on the album Shapeshifter, but they forgot, is what they said in concert. And now they've got this reissued vinyl where they put that track on it. The stinky thing is they replaced a different track with it. They took off the track Love Bug and they put Shapeshifter in its place, I think. Which I wish they didn't do that. Like, I wish they just, I don't know. But anyway, I got to get my hands on all those. Okay. That'll do for that. I'll probably do the characters in a minute. I want to do these clouds. How long have I been on anyway? Almost an hour. Um, let's see. Let me zoom in. Well, you. Make that a little teensy bit more dramatic. Okay. That works. Where else do I have clouds? There's one. Got one. There we go. I like that. Yeah, sure I do. Okay, now before I do the characters, I'm gonna do this sound effect. And why do a gradient on everything? I just think it helps add a little bit of depth. Yeah, I mean it adds depth to these mountains. You know, it's lighter toward the top of this peak as it gets closer to the sun, gets darker toward the ground. This gets lighter toward the horizon, gets darker as it comes closer to us. It just adds depth. I think it helps make things look cleaner, so that's why I do that. And it kind of gives it a subtle punch up to the look and feel of everything. And you know, I don't necessarily do gradients on every color or every bit of everything, just all the main, most obvious stuff usually. Like I might not do his hat, or maybe I'll do the red part of his hat and maybe not his bill, depending. Like it can be from panel to panel. I might do it here but not there or something. Um, Depending on how prominent something might be. But then between these gradients and the next step I do, which is adding shadows to everything, and then like the color holds, which is where I'll replace, like on this sound effect, I'll like instead of black, I'll change the ink color to like a blue or a green. And I'll do that with the mountains. It can help add depth. It can help make things look more ethereal. Like I might do the clouds like a yellow color instead of black for the outline of the clouds. And between all three of those things, the gradients, the shadows, and the color holds, it really helps at least my pages like look that much more professional, that much more vibrant, that much more striking. Like here's the last page where, I mean, that really looks like it's glowing. If I left all those lines black, black, it would look profoundly more dull. This little guy's wings, way more dull. It just it's a good punch up. Like these rocks, their outline is like dark burgundy, a burgundy color, and I'll do that on this page too eventually. Probably not on this stream, but what am I doing now? So I'll do Bonehead's skull. See, that's an example. I'll usually do his cranium. I'll do a gradient on his head, but I won't. I usually don't touch his hands unless they're touching his head or something, or they're very prominent. But usually they're not prominent enough to worry about. Like if I just put a little shadow on his hand here, that's all that really needs, like a couple lines of shadow. But I wouldn't think I would have to do a gradient on that. And as for the direction, on this page, I am just thinking like the top of his head, and it's usually that way. The top of his head is toward the light source. The bottom of his head is like under his teeth, and that's where all the that's where the shadow is going to fall. The darker end of his face is going to be in this panel. He's face up, so the front of his face is lighter. The bottom of his head is deeper. It's not complicated. I'm no light scientist. I used to get really overwhelmed with the thought of shading and stuff. And this, this is just like the first part of thinking about shadows. I actually do a shadow layer, and it's like I'll do a shadow layer on multiply, 39% opacity, and I take this purple color and I just draw in all my shadows on top of everything. But that's after I do the gradient too, and together they kind of like really kind of create this illusion of depth and shape and stuff. But the first did I lose my stream? Am I on the stream? Hi, everybody. I don't know. My internet just totally crapped out. So, I'm gonna just end the stream here, I think. But I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Look, here it is. Here it is. We're still working on it. But I'll be back tomorrow. Because things ain't working. I'm trying to get the internet back up and it's not cooperating. So, I'll see you tomorrow, my loves. Be good to your mother. Like, share, subscribe, all that bull honky. And peace out.